All right. All right. So I'm going to talk today about, again, just the same kind of. I'm going to keep pounding on the same subjects that I've been pounding on until enough American voices are heard about the absolute ridiculous corruption within our government, the division that they have created, and the fact that people are still sitting back comfortable in their own shoes, like acting like we're not being torn apart. And it's hard to think that many people are that stupid and can't see what's going on. For example, we'll talk about Mondani here, the new mayor of New York City. How about that, folks? How about that? How about that? The guy during the debates gets absolutely destroyed. They expose him for he says Democratic Socialist. The guy's more leaning towards the side of communism, and everybody voted for him up there, and they're all cheering, for him. We're gonna have free groceries, free buses, free. So who's paying for the person providing the groceries? Who's giving that money to those people to put these groceries in the store? Who's paying the employees that are going to work there, that are going to stock the shelves and bring the items in and out? I mean, who's going to work on the buses, the mechanics to keep the... Who's paying for... You people that think everything is going to be free, absolute idiots. Like, just how do you think it's going to be free? Like, the money's just gonna come trickling out of thin air, and it's gonna go to the people that maintain the maintenance on all these buildings and run the air conditioning units and the electricity. I mean, absolute morons out here in our society. And I hate saying that because I don't want to think that my fellow Americans are absolutely just stupid, but maybe it is. You're just so misinformed and you're so misled by the media, and that you're just receiving constant bad and wrong information that you don't know no better. So let me just be fair that way. And, I'm sorry for saying morons, but man, if the shoe fits, wear it. This is absolutely insane. I'm watching these elections that took place. What was the one in Virginia for Spamberger? Barack Obama comes out and supports her, and but yet she couldn't explain how she was able to gain $7 million when there was some evidence that she had been insider trading. She's showing you she's corrupt, okay? The lady, and the same thing with Mondani, too. These people showed you they said what they were out loud, and yet people still ran forward to vote for that. And that is just mind-bogglingly stupid to me. What's the other guy that's out there? He's going for attorney general, and he made legitimate text messages, and I've seen the text messages. You can look them up for yourself if you do the research. He legitimately, and even tells the person in a text message, he really wants that to happen to his political partner, the person running against him, to his kids to die and die in their mother's arms and all this. And it's flat out disgusting. That person should never, ever be able to hold any type of public office when you're writing text messages against your political opponent that you're wanting them to be brutally murdered in front of their wife and kids, and then the kids to be brutally murdered as well. I mean, and here's the thing. There's Americans, and you guys are going out there and you're voting for this person. And then two, you're trying to validate it. It was just a mistake. He apologized. What do you mean he apologized? It's like, big deal he said he's fucking sorry. He said it because he got caught saying it. Like, how dumb do you got to be to go out and vote for somebody like that? It's like, Granted, I don't think we're getting a whole bunch of great options to vote for in our country, especially when it comes presidential. You let's just go back a few years. You go back to the very first when Trump first ran. You had a choice of Trump or Hillary Clinton. Again, who do you choose? Who do you choose there? Hillary Clinton, in my case, was definitely the way worse choice. And then you get Trump against Biden. That was an easy vote for Trump out of the two evils. Easy. Biden couldn't complete a sentence. Biden was the corruption had already been brought about his son and him in Ukraine and over there and taking money while he was vice president. But nobody wanted to listen to that. It was just, I hate Trump and what they've said about Trump so much that I'm going to vote for Joe Biden. Again, I don't care what you say, what you think about me, because I didn't hear none of you that voted for Biden after he got in talking about how great of a job he was doing and look how wrong we were for voting for Trump on the other hand. Because easily, hands down, Trump was the better choice out of those two ding-dongs. Okay? So then you come up now and you get the last one where everybody knows Biden ain't going to cut it. Everybody's watched 4 years. They watched the man completely fall off, can't complete sentences, just the whole shebang. And then they don't even do a thing, they don't do an election for the Democratic side where they allow the Democratic people in our society to vote on who their next presidential candidate will be. They just place Kamala cackling word salad. They just plant her in there. Kamala Harris, Mrs. Word Salad, zero policies, could explain nothing to you. And when questioned about her past and everything about being the attorney general and everything out there in California, she was a bumbling idiot. So again, it made it easy for a lot of people to vote for Donald Trump. And it's funny that all the people are screaming about Trump being the president and how much of a Nazi and a fascist and all this is. And I'm not saying Trump's an angel. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, my point of view is the whole entire system is corrupted. It doesn't matter who's in there. But the funny part is the same people that are all screaming about Trump, where was your outrage during the Obama years? Where was your outrage during Joe Biden? How come you guys weren't pissed off and upset when they were screwing everybody? What, is because you voted for them? You're too ashamed to admit, oh yeah, I voted for that idiot? No, you got to be able to man up and stand behind your decision you made. People came down on me because I voted for Trump. You know what? I feel a lot better that I voted for Trump over Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden than voting for either one of those two. But either way, that's not the point. The point I'm making is that you people don't realize you're being divided. You guys are still bickering and arguing and going back and forth about the Democrats did it, the Republicans did it. They're both doing it. They don't care what we think as long as we're divided. As long as they keep putting on the same show and battling back and forth and you guys keep buying into it, we're going to get absolutely nowhere. Don't you see what's going on? What do you need to have happen for you to wake up? We got women up in New York City celebrating Mondani being elected mayor and screaming about Sharia law and all that. Man, if you're a liberal woman and you're celebrating Sharia law, I suggest you do some research so that you fully understand what that is. Because your life as you know it, as a woman here in America, is over. You're not going out to buy sexy outfits no more. You're not doing anything. Matter of fact, you're going to be under the control of every Muslim man that's in that It's just do the research. I ain't got the time. I don't make videos long enough to sit here and explain it out to you. But Sharia law, not good for anybody in America. Not good in America, period. Definitely not good for women. And not good for the LGBTQ plus community. For all you people up there that voted for Mamdani, he can't stand you. He's a Muslim. Read the Quran. Read what they're about. Get it through your heads. You've been bamboozled. You're not going to enjoy your lives under Mamdani. Okay? But, again, it's just me trying to point out how blinded people are here in America. Like, you're voting for people based off of what the media is telling you, and you're not using any research or taking into consideration some, you're not taking into consideration that you're being lied to sway your vote. It's like, I don't know what you need to have happen for it to change your mind. Like, what is it? I think like what it takes is, you get people that vote a certain way their whole life, and then something happens to one of their family members, daughter, wife, whatever, and they realize then that could have been avoided if certain people wouldn't have put certain policies in place. I hear some people said, Trump is, he's an egotistical and he's trying to, all he's doing is for his family or so or whatever. And that may be true. It's, but Joe Biden, under him, the last 4 years, it was evident to all of us with our eyes. He left the border wide open. And millions of people came flooding in, okay? And we don't know who those people were, okay? So some of those people ran around and murdered people. And they killed them and they raped them. And it devastated people's lives. And, if that would have happened to you, okay, and if you're a Democrat, okay, if that would have happened to you, that one of these guys from the Tren de Aragua out of Venezuela or out of the Mexican cartels or out of any of those cartels out of El Salvador and any of those, if that would have happened to your daughter, okay, and you're a Democrat, but if that would have happened to your daughter and then they tried to let this guy back out of prison and not deport him and all because they say he deserves opportunity to, it was, where... You're not going to be pissed off at Joe Biden? You're not going to be pissed off at the Democratic Party and the policies they held? Of course you are. Of course you are, because now it happened to you directly. And I think that tends to be the problem we have here in the United States. And is nobody wants to step up and say anything about these edgy subjects because they're scared of, losing friends or people criticizing them for speaking the truth. And that's all I'm doing. I'm speaking the truth. I've made about 4 or 5 videos now, and I've gotten some kickback from people, but you know what? I don't care because it's the truth. You're all being blind, you're all being stupid, and then you're not saying nothing until it happens to you directly. Because other than that, as long as it ain't happening to you, you don't care. I'm just going to keep voting the way I'm voting. I'm just going to keep, this is the best side. I'm on this side. We're the winning side. No, we're Americans. We're on the losing side. The government's not for us. Wake up. You guys got to get your shit together. Yeah, people, you got people on the Democratic side too right now. We just want everybody to live their life the way they want to. No, that's not true. Is that really true? No. You don't want everybody to live their life they want to. Because if they voted for Donald Trump, oh, you don't want that. That's not them. They don't get to live their life the way they want to because not those people. The people that disagree with the transgender thing, the people that believe there's only 2 genders. Nope, you don't agree with, nope, those people too. We don't want you to live your life that way because I won't use your pronouns or something like that. That's crazy. It's like these people say they want you to everybody live their life the way they want. They want you to live your life the way they want. That's the difference. And that's not fair. It's not fair. Now I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the criticism that I hear on TV about being white. Like I can't even be proud of my own race or say anything about it, or else I'm racist or something like that. Absolutely crazy. Get the hell out of here with that BS. That's insane. These people talking about paying reparations to people who were slaves. There's no slaves left alive. And who's paying for it? Who's going to pay for it? You know what? It's all a bunch of nonsense. It's all a bunch of nonsense. It's all political theater. Do you not understand that, people? Do you not understand it? It's time for everyone to stop picking sides and pick the right side. Pick being American. Pick being a human being. And pick being, let's get our corrupt government changed. That's what we got to do. If not, it's a lose-lose for all of us. You can sit there and yell Democrat, Republican, you can yell it at the top of your lungs. It's not going to change. You guys are being idiots. Wake up.